Hello, so today's video is on this Pride inspired makeup look right here. I'm absolutely in love with it. So I'm not LGBT myself, but I have friends that are LGBT and I totally support it. And if you have a festival, I know there's one coming up this weekend in New York City and you need a makeup look to wear, this is a perfect one. If you have another festival or you just want to be fun and colorful, like, go ahead, look at me. I love Pride Month because I'm colorful all the time and I love colorful clothing, colorful makeup, and this gives me an excuse to do it. I did post this makeup look up on my social media, imb.beauty, which if you don't follow it, you should totally go follow it. And I asked if you wanted to see this in a tutorial, and a lot of people said yes, so I was like, okay, let's do it in a tutorial. So make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Also, I'm being extra today and I sat and filmed this whole video in a pair of bubblegum stilettos. I think they're gorgeous. I just bought them and I have no place to wear them, so I sat being extra me and wore them in a video. If you want to see a shoe collection, comment it down below because I love shoes, have so many, and would totally do a shoe collection video. But I hope you enjoyed this look because it was so much fun to film. I enjoyed it so much. And let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by priming my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair. This is really important because since we're working with really bright colors, if you don't prime your eyelids, the colors aren't gonna show up as vibrantly. So I'm just dotting like 2 dots on my eyelids, and then I'm just blending it out with my finger. And then make sure you blend this all the way up to your brow bone because we're gonna be having like colors everywhere, so just make sure you blend that out. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going into the Morphe 3502 palette and taking this shade right here, which is the lightest shade, and I'm just going to be using this as a transition shade in my crease. So I'm just taking a big fluffy blending brush. It's clean, it's just stained like always. And I'm taking that light color. I don't know the names on the top of my head, so I'll link them on the screen for you guys. Taking that color and just blending it out in my crease. And it doesn't have to be super neat. Again, just transition color. We don't want to go right into the bright colors. So I'm just using this color. And obviously you don't have to use this palette. You could use any nude shade you have. Oh, and by the way, there's construction going on in my house. Like, when is there not? But anyway, so I tried to close the door, but if there's like banging, that's what it is. Like, they're doing my deck now. I know, the basement, the deck, the kitchen, like, calm down guys. But yeah, they're doing my deck now, so there's banging going on. Okay, so my camera spazzed and like didn't record any of this, so I'm just gonna talk you through it. But basically, it's upside down. Most of this look I use the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. It's a great palette. It has so many vibrant colors in it and it's super affordable. Another palette is the Juvia's Place palette you could use, and I think the Morphe 35B is another, I think that's the name, I'll link it here. The other neon color palette, but this is just the one that I'm gonna be using today. So the shades don't have names on the back, so like, I can't tell you what they are, sorry. They should name them, like I hate that because then I'm like pointing, it's annoying. But basically I'm going to be going in the order of the rainbow on my eye. So I just started off by taking this red shade right here and then blending this in the outer corner of my eye like I did on this eye. I'll do it on this eye for you guys. And this doesn't have to be super neat because we're going to be cutting the crease later on. So if a little bit gets on your lid, it's fine, but I'm just gonna build up this color on the outer crease. Okay, and then to brighten up the red a little bit, I went back into the Morphe 3502 palette. Sorry, my voice like went weird. And I took this really, is that it? Yeah, the really bright like corally orange shade, and I'll put the name on the screen. And I just went over, I just put a little bit on the brush, and I just went over the red to make it a little bit more vibrant. Because the BH Cosmetics palette, really nice, you just have to build up the color a lot, but this helped me make it more vibrant, so I'm just going over with that. Okay, sorry, I'm going to be flipping back and forth between the two palettes because I like both of them. So I'm going to be using the same brush like for this whole thing besides when we get to the yellow, just because it'll blend the colors better together if you have a little bit of the color, the previous color on the brush. So now obviously we're going into orange. So the BH Cosmetics palette here has a neon orange right here, but then also the 3502 palette has a good orange in it as well. So I'm going to be mixing those two together and then just blending it in my crease next to the other color, and I'm just going to make sure they blend together. So just kind of mix them together, and also using the same brush with the previous color on it will help achieve that. So that's why I recommend doing that, because you don't have to be the best blender if you have the color before on the brush. So again, just blending this into my crease with the other color, and then I'm just going to go into the Morphe 3502 palette with that orange, which is a little bit more pigmented, and putting that on top. Okay, and then obviously the next color in the rainbow is yellow, so I'm just going the BH Cosmetics palette, and there are 3 yellows in this palette, but I'm going to take the neon one just because all the rest of the eyeshadows are neon, so you could obviously use, though, any yellow you want. I'm just using the bright one, and then I'm keeping with the same brush. I just cleaned it off because you don't want to get orange in the yellow because it's yellow. You're going to like defeat the purpose because it's light, but you could use a totally different brush if you want, but I'm just going to blend this in, and then I might actually mix in some of the darker yellow just because it's like really bright. So I'll mix in some of this like pastel-y yellow that it has. And again, if it gets on your lid like I'm doing now, it's totally fine. We're gonna cut the crease in a minute. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut the crease, and I feel like the best brush for this is the Morphe M408 brush. Like this and just call it a day, but I really like to put a lid color on top, so I'm just going into the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills and going in the shade Tempora over here, which is just a matte beige shade, I guess, on like a flat brush, and I'm just putting this on my lid on top of where the concealer is. You could totally leave it blank if you want. I just feel like I want like a color there. Make sure you don't put it up here though, because the point of that was to cut it out, so you don't want to put like a color on it, but I'm just going to put this on top of my lid. Next, I'm going to be doing the eyeliner. You could skip this step if you want. I just feel like the black really brings the colors together and makes them pop more. So I'm going to be using my usual Revelon Color Stay Skinny Liquid Eyeliner in the shade black, and then putting a line and then winging out again. Can't talk while doing this, so I will be doing a voice. So my camera once again did not record this. I don't know why, but basically I just went back into the BH Cosmetic palette, and now we're doing the lower lash line, so that's going to be the rest of the rainbow, so green, blue, and purple, and I'm working from the outer corner, so it's going to be purple, blue, and then green on the inner corner. So I went back into the BH Cosmetic palette and I mixed this purple with this purple, and then I used the same Morphe M408 brush, the brush I used to cut out my crease, and I cleaned it, and then I went and then blended this out on my outer corner of my eye. So that is what you guys missed. Okay, and then for the blue, I'm taking these 2 blues up here. I wanted to keep with like the neon bright theme, so I didn't use any of these blues, but these 2 blues up here, and then again the same brush. Make sure you clean it in between. Just taking that and then blending that in the middle of my lower lash line, and make sure you don't get it on the inner corner because there we're gonna put the next color there. So just put that on the middle of your lash line. Sorry, I can't talk. And to finish off the lower lash line, I'm going to be going into these 2 greens right here. If I just use the neon green, for some reason it shows up very, very yellow, and I don't want it to be yellow because the top one's yellow, so I'm just mixing those 2 greens and then putting it right in the inner corner here, and then just blending it out with the blue so they blend seamlessly together. Okay, before I apply lashes, I'm going to be applying mascara, and I got fancy on you guys. Now I use a top lash and a lower lash mascara. No, literally my grandma just gave me a mascara, and it's for like your lower lash lines, and I love it. So now I have 2. But I'm using the Lights Camera Lashes Tarte, the Tarte mascara for my top lashes, and I don't put that much on because it's really hard to get false lashes on when you have like huge eyelashes, but my eyelashes like are blondish when the eyeshadow gets on them, and like I want them to blend obviously with the falsies. So make sure you put on like a black mascara just so it blends with the falsies, because if you put mascara on your falsies and like it gets really cakey, they don't last as long, so you want to make sure you put it on before. And then this is the second mascara that I'm using now. This is the IT Cosmetics Tightline mascara, and it's what is it? It's like an eyeliner, a black primer, and a mascara in one. But I just use it as my lower lash line mascara, and I really like it. I think it works pretty good. So now I got 2. Look how long it makes them. And you can't see, but I don't usually have lashes under there. So right now they look pretty damn good. See, look how nice they look. Okay, next I'm going to apply lashes. I'm going to do it off camera because I don't know where the box is for these lashes. I think they're Ardell, but I don't know what style. They're like Glamour, but I don't know the number. They're really cheap and crappy, and they're kind of falling apart, but I couldn't find my other lashes, so I'm just going to stick these on and hopefully they work. Okay, so eyelashes are on. Those were the most complicated. I don't even know. It took me 20 minutes to put those eyelashes on, but they're on. They're finally on. It's fine. So we're gonna move on to the inner corner, and for the inner corner, I'm going to be using glitter. So we're gonna do that now. Okay, so next I'm just going to be using the NYX Professional Makeup Face and Body Glitter Brilliance in the shade Crystal, and I'm going to be taking this just right out of the container. So I just put some lash glue on this like little thing to hold it, and then I'm using a flat brush and dipping it in the lash glue, and I'm just gonna apply the lash glue where I want the product to go. So in this case on the inner corner, and be careful not to get this in your eye. You don't want to do that. So I'm just applying the glue in the inner corner of my eye, and then I'm just gonna dip the same brush into the glitter and put that on the inner corner. And then I also just let some of the glitter like fall down here because it looks kind of pretty. And then now we are going to move on to the face. Okay, so it didn't record again, so I'm just gonna talk you through, but I cleared my area first and then just kept the face stuff out just because I'm working on a small area. So if you're doing that, make sure you keep out the glitter because we're gonna need that for the face. But anyway, I am taking the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation in the shade Light 2 and the N115 brush from Cosmetics to blend this all out. But before I blend it out, I just dotted it on my face, and then I'm also going to be going in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glow Amour in the shade 506 Daybreak, and this is just the like liquid drops. Cover FX is the one who originally makes them, and then these are just kind of like the knockoff ones that aren't $42. So I'm just gonna be dotting this on my face, and I don't usually use this, but because we're doing like a glitter festivally, I don't know if that's a word, festivally like fun look, I was like, why not add some glow to the face? So then I'm just gonna take the brush and blend this all out and blend it together. Okay, and then next I'm just going in with the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Vanilla and the BH Cosmetics 139 brush, and then I'm just gonna put this underneath my eyes to cover up any dark circles and then on any blemishes I have. And be careful when you're doing this because we did do the glitter under the eyes. You don't wanna like smear it all over the place, you know? So just gonna watch the glitter. You could do the glitter after the concealer. That probably would have been a logical idea, but I just didn't do that, so we'll learn for next time. Okay, so I must be really tired because this concealer is not covering my under eye bags. Like, they're still there, so sorry about that. It's just not going well today. But so I'm going to be moving on to blush, and for blush I'm using the Maybelline Master Glaze Face Studio Blush Stick in the shade Coral Sheen, and this is so old, but I just did corally. I usually don't do coral, but because we're doing like coral eyes, they're not really coral, but like, you know what I mean, like orange bright eyes, I was like, why not do a bright blush? And then I'm just using the e.l.f. small stippling brush, the same brush I always use, and blending this out. Okay, so now it's for glitter again, my favorite part. But first, this is like highlighter. First, we're gonna go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Ultimate, no, it's not the Ultimate Glow Kit, Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm just going to be taking the shade Primavera over here. It's like a goldy shade. And I'm just gonna put it on my finger and then just apply it where my highlighter would be before I put the glitter on, just because I want like a color underneath the glitter. And then I'm just gonna put this on my nose and my cupid's bow, like where I would normally highlight, because obviously we're not gonna put glitter there. I mean, if you want to put glitter there, like go ahead, like more glitter is better. I'm just going to be doing it here. Okay, so now for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be putting eyelash glue on my face just because it takes forever to get off, and I don't want glitter on my face the whole day. But if you are going to a festival or you're wearing this somewhere and you want it to stay on all day, you could just use the eyelash glue on your face. But for this, I'm just gonna apply it straight to my face, and it'll still stay on because I have makeup on. It just will like flake off a little bit, but I'm not really going anywhere, so it doesn't matter. So I'm using the same brush I used for my eyes and just dipping it directly in the glitter and patting this on the point, like where you would put highlighter, except for I'm working it a little bit up toward my head, you know, you feel me? So I'm just gonna put it on both sides, and yes, there is glitter dripping everywhere. This is why you want to put the glue on, but because I'm lazy and don't wanna wear this all day, I'm just gonna do it like this. Okay, now this is the weird part where I fill in my eyebrows because I still don't know when to do this in the video, like have no idea. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use, what is this? I'm not even telling you. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Dark Brown, and just filling in my eyebrows. And I don't think you need to watch this because like I don't do anything special. and then I'll just move on to the next. Okay, so I did my brows, and then to finish off the look for the lips, I'm going with this really cool lip gloss. I just bought it and I really like it, and it is the Buxom Plumping Lip Polish, and it is in the shade Selena, and they come in all different shades, like by girls' names, and then there's like a picture of the actual girl in the box who like it's named after. So, and the applicator is really cool. It's like a rubber applicator. It's not like a brush. It's kind of bent because I ruined it, but it's a plumping lip stuff too. But I'm just applying this. You can see it's really cool, iridescent, and I'm just applying this onto my lips. And obviously you can use any kind of lip gloss or sticky one. I just feel like this brings the look together.
Someone with secrets that nobody knows.
Oh, and fun fact, forgot to mention, it tastes like cupcakes and it's amazing, and it smells like cupcakes, so I do recommend this lip gloss so much.
Ooh, yeah.